Actually did. Oh well. All right, let's do it. Welcome back to the Garden of Treats. We're about to experience gardening with bamboo with my guy Rich. You ready?
Sure,
Let's go.
I'm ready.
All right, let's go in. Look at this, y'all. It's amazing. All right, Marley, you got sagey. Oh, we in the jungle. How
So
sweet.
this took about 7 years for it to get to what we got here. It started off tiny little guys,
Hmm.
maybe 3 to 4 feet tall. I planted 4 pots. All 4 of them took. Um, I'd say it took 3 years before it really did much of anything because each year they come up. Well, the first year is all about survival. The second year is a little bit more growth, and then the third year it leaps. So I think the saying goes: first year it sleeps, second year it creeps, third year it leaps.
Okay, okay.
So first couple years it does next to nothing, and then I want to say the last 3 years it's exploded. Um, I think I've measured. Well, actually, I one got knocked down this past winter. The culm split in half, and it was leaning over the neighbor's fence. So I cut it out and I measured it, and it measured 24 feet in length.
Ooh.
So and that wasn't the biggest one, which most of the bigger ones are down on this end.
They're humongous. I see
But
some
yeah,
bird nests up in
oh
in
yeah,
there.
the birds love it in here. We get a whole bunch of birds, and you can see the bird crap all over the place too.
There's some nice bedding
Um,
down there.
but you can see some of these are starting to turn black, but I think it's just stress from the winter combined with the excess moisture we got. We got 4 inches of rain last week, and it's just starting to wake up. So this one's the biggest one.
Oh,
That one's just over 2¼ inches in diameter.
way wider than my fingers. Holy moly.
And that one's probably 27, 30 feet.
It's humongous.
But yeah, over here we got some examples of what it looks like when it's younger.
Oh,
So this species,
are they called pups?
this species is Phylostachys parvifolia.
Say it again.
Phylostachys parvifolia.
Okay.
Um, it's one of the most cold hardy timber bamboos that we can grow in this climate.
Oh, climate we're in. We are in Midwest Ohio, and we are in Zone 6. For anyone wondering.
And really, temperature-wise, this can survive down to like -15. But in Ohio, being in the Midwest like we are, we get the wind is what really kills it. Well, I shouldn't say kills it. It sets the leaves back, and it can top kill it, which would not just desiccate the leaves, but it would turn the culms brown or the branches brown. And once that happens, it's never going to put on new leaves. So for most people don't actually understand how bamboo grows because they're like, oh, it grows really fast, which is true. That culm back there that's almost 30 feet tall grew from the ground to that full height in about 6 weeks or around 40, 60 days. But it'll never grow again. Now it can shed its leaves and put new leaves on, assuming it doesn't get top killed from our winters, which all of these look like they've survived. It looks like the leaves just took the brunt of the damage. So it's dropped most of its leaves already, and it'll put on new leaves in the spring, just before shoots come up. And then in the spring, the shoots come up, and you got about 60 days of growing period. But back to what specifically about this species, Parvifolia, it likes, when it's a juvenile, it likes to grow at 45-degree angles.
Interesting.
I don't have any books specific on this species, but from what I've learned from online forums and whatnot, is that it's likely a strategy for the plant to gain maximum sunlight without expending energy expanding its rhizomes. So it keeps its rhizome network relatively local. This is pretty tame as far as running goes, so it doesn't run as fast as what most Phylostachys species do, which makes it easier to control. But it ends up looking more like a bush when it's a juvenile. And it wasn't until about maybe 3 years ago that it started being mostly upright, like you see in the
Okay.
main grove there. But yeah,
Would you? I see you got some irrigation going on down here. Did you start off with irrigation, or was that something that you learned along the journey of growing the bamboo in your garden?
I added the irrigation system about 2 years ago, and that is just because bamboo likes moisture, water. It wants roughly an inch a week if you can get it. Now it doesn't need it. It can actually tolerate droughts really well.
Mm-hmm.
It's once it's established, it's very resilient.
Let's go up and go up in there. Show them the jungle. Yeah, give them the lecture in
it's
the jungle.
it's extremely resilient. Actually,
It's beautiful.
this one's a solid 2 years old. This will be the third year that this one's been here. This one was the biggest one 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. The years are running together. But the irrigation system, I put it in because I'm trying to give this grove the best chance it can to be as big as possible. So I fertilize it mostly in the spring, a little bit through the summer. I try to avoid fertilizing in the fall because I don't want it to be active into the freezing cycle, because that usually leads to more damage. I want it to go dormant come mid to late fall. But yeah, the more water you can give it, the bigger it'll get. Pruning is also a big part of that. So yeah, I got 2 loops. Each loop has about 400 feet of soaker hose.
Okay.
40 feet long by about 27, 30-ish feet. I don't know. Each run is 3.5 or 4 feet apart from each other. I can't remember what I did. I mean, it was basically, I only had so much money in the budget, so whatever footage I had, and I just kind of spread it out evenly.
It feels good in here. You got a good energy in here.
It knocks the wind down, so you get a little bit less wind. And during the summertime, if it's 90 degrees outside, it feels a solid 10 degrees cooler in here.
Okay. My next question is, how many did you start with in order to get, how many you think in here? It's probably like a good 300, 200 in here.
No, there's about 500.
500? Oh, wow.
I did count them last year because I wanted to keep track of how many I was removing.
Uh-huh.
And I want to say I removed, on the order of 480, 500 culms. And that left me after at one point I thinned them down to about 600. That's when I actually counted. I mean, I would count the ones I took out. And then I actually counted what was left. Because they tell you not to remove a third of the grove at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you remove any more than that, it can set the plant back. But it can take, you can remove a third, so roughly 30% of the grove.
Okay.
And it really doesn't slow it down much, if
nice.
at all. And in some cases, it can actually be better for it, help it grow. Yeah, the kids love it in here.
Yeah,
kids love to play in here.
It's like a museum. Hey, ladies.
Hi.
It's so cool.
But as you can see here,
oh yeah,
these are the rhizomes. So this is the running network, the heart of the plant, if you will. These are, so you can see these. There's buds here. Each internode. So there's a node and then an internode. Each internode has a bud on it. That bud can become either a culm that goes straight up, or it can become another branch of a rhizome.
Okay.
So when we dig some up, we're going to want to make sure we get a decent chunk that's got a few nodes in it, so that way it has some buds, so it can send up new shoots, and new rhizomes.
So yeah, oh yeah, tell the folks what we doing. We about to do some.
So yeah, we're gonna take a couple divisions. We're gonna dig up some of this. We're gonna try to get an actual culm, so that way you have something that'll put on new leaves. So that way, no matter how stressed it is, it can put on, because the rhizomes store most of the energy.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the energy is stored here, which is why even if it gets top killed in the wintertime, it doesn't really matter. It'll spring back in the spring, because most of the energy is stored underground, where it doesn't, at least in our climate, does not get below minus, heck, we'd be lucky if it gets much colder than 10, 15 degrees.
It'd be feeling
above
like
free,
it sometimes.
above zero.
Yeah.
So as long as it doesn't get like 10, 15 degrees below zero, the ground, it'll come back in the spring, no matter how bad the top gets set back.
So where's our lucky spot at to find our division? Where we pulling
So
from?
if you wanted to take some of those smaller ones, we could take this clump here.
All the other bamboo.
So I was thinking this, there might be 2 rhizomes here,
Okay.
but I'm thinking I think all 3 of these came from one. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's hard to tell because the rhizomes run underground and I don't know where they're all at. The rhizomes stay shallow. They're usually in the top 12 inches of soil. And as you saw back there, some of them come up above ground and then dip back down below. But some of them stay 10, 15 inches down. So, but we could take this clump.
Okay.
This would give you, because again, it looks dead right now, but it'll put on new leaves once it wakes up, which happens. It depends on the soil temperature, and it's around 60 degrees. So when the soil temperature gets to 60 degrees, the buds will start swelling, and you'll start seeing the shoots pop out of the ground.
Okay.
But those are good candidates. I kind of want to leave these here because these are really going this direction, and I want it to fill in.
Okay, and so a lot of people have trouble with managing bamboo. Can you give us a quick rundown on how you manage the bamboo, and is yours running bamboo?
It is a running bamboo. This one is mild for a running bamboo. So the general rule of thumb for Phylostachys species is as tall as the tallest culm is how far the rhizomes can run. So if you've got 30-foot tall bamboo, the rhizomes can run 30 feet in 1 year. Can. Doesn't mean they will. Sometimes they zigzag or loop around.
How deep is this barrier?
So my method for control was I decided to put a barrier in because, as you can see, I'm pretty close to my neighbor's yard, and I didn't want to risk it getting out of control and running through the whole neighborhood. So I put a barrier in. It's about twice as thick as a typical credit card. I can't remember how wide this one is. It's 24 or 27 inches.
I remember you telling me
I want to say it's 24 inches, and they recommend you keep 2 inches above ground, which I probably put mine a little too deep, which does make it hard to find sometimes because in certain areas you can't really see it. But the idea is the rhizomes will hit it and deflect back into the grove. Sometimes I'll run along it. Sometimes I'll try to hop over it. But when they hop over, I can see that and I can cut it. So that makes it easy to maintain it.
And you was telling me you rented a trench, right?
I rented a trencher. Otherwise, this would have been a lot of work. We got heavy clay soil here, so it's kind of hard to dig in. That would have been a lot of back-breaking work. So I rented a trencher, dug the trench, purchased, I want to say it was 400 feet of barrier. So I've given it a large area. So it's about 115 feet, and on average, it's about 38 feet wide. So I think my calculation's around 4,200 square feet.
Okay.
It doesn't need that big of an area to get this big. The general rule of thumb is 400 square feet will let it reach its maximum size. But obviously, the bigger the area you give it, the larger it'll become. And if you don't want it to get that big, if you give it a smaller area to grow in, it won't get as big.
Yeah, okay.
So if you planted it in a pot, it would never get this size.
Because it's kind of like a fish.
It just doesn't have the space.
Yeah.
Once it gets root bound or it doesn't have room to expand and gather more nutrients, it's not going to get any bigger than the environment you give it.
Okay.
But yeah, the other methods for containing is if you have the space. So this species maximum size for this is 45 to 50 feet tall in its ideal climate.
That's very tall.
Here, when I planted it, I was hoping for 25 feet. I've already got that.
Yeah.
So, and this is from year 7. So I don't expect it to reach full maturity till year 10 or 12.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to get much bigger than this. Maybe another ½ inch or so in diameter, and maybe a few extra feet. I'm not expecting it to get much more than 30 feet. Okay. Maybe I might get a couple of random ones that hit 35, maybe if I'm lucky. And again, it also depends on our winters, because last year, a third of this canopy was green going into the spring. So there was a lot of green. Right now, it's like 99% brown. There's some green leaves in there, but they're hard to find.
Yeah.
But if you have the space and you've got an area that's 30 feet from either side of where you're letting it grow, you can just mow the shoots that come up.
Okay.
In the area you don't want to.
Yeah, that's what we
So you can mow them, you can kick them over. just don't let anything grow, and the bamboo will only go so far without energy.
Okay.
So if it can't get energy, it won't send up any shoots in those areas, and it'll just focus its energy where it can grow.
All right.
So you can cut it back, literally cut it back, and keep it growing into an area you don't want it to grow.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things I think is a misconception with the bamboo is a lot of people are afraid that it gets near your foundation and it'll heave your foundation, which is true with tree roots, because when they'll find their way to a crack and then expand, they keep growing bigger each year. Rhizomes don't do that. So the bamboo rhizomes, they'll go through concrete, and they do have a decent amount of force. So they can, I don't want to say they can heave concrete or brick, but they do have force, but they never grow in diameter.
Okay.
So if they go through a crack or a hole in a foundation, it's not like a tree root where it's going to heave it open and make it worse. It's going to go through, and that's it. Looks like we had a hawk take out one of the birds that was roosting in here.
Oh, we had a hawk get a bird.
We've seen hawks come out here and just like patrol the area, but yeah, there's tons of bird nests in here, and every evening the birds flock in here. I mean, you can barely hear yourself think.
Wow,
there's so many birds.
And this variety is edible, correct?
Yes, the shoots are edible.
When are they edible, and when is the best time to eat them?
When they come up out of the ground, the best time to harvest them for food is when they're poking out a couple inches. You don't really want them to be much more than 6 or 8 inches tall,
like some asparagus.
So the longer you let it come out of the ground and the taller it is out of the ground, the firmer it gets. It starts to harden pretty quickly once it gets exposed to the air. So if you want soft, tender bamboo shoots, you want to get it earlier rather than later. Now, keep in mind, the rhizome might be 6-8 inches under the ground. So if you can dig down, you can still get 6-8 inches plus the 2 to 4 inches that are above ground.
Give us a quick overview on how you cook your bamboo shoots.
So when I harvest them, I try to cut as much of it out as I can. They're covered with a sheath. There's usually some around here somewhere. Oh, here. So they're covered with a sheath, a protective layer, which is kind of like a corn husk. So you kind of got to peel them like a corn husk, take the sheath off, and then I boil them. I can't remember what the toxin is, but there is trace amounts of a toxin in the raw shoots. Now, I've heard of people eating the shoots raw. I haven't tried it, and from my understanding, as long as you're not eating like pounds of it, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But just to assure that I'm not getting any of that.
Do your own research.
Do your own research. But if you boil it, it cooks out most of that toxin, and then I've heard a couple of people say 15-20 minutes is all it takes. I'll either do that twice. So I'll change out the water. I'll do 15 minutes boiled, change out the water, and I'm fine.
Right.
So I haven't had any issues. I haven't had no stomach aches or anything. So, but yeah, I mean, in other countries, it's a staple food. And this one's one of the better tasting species for food. Yeah, it has a texture kind of like a water chestnut.
Okay.
It's not exactly the same, but it's similar to that. And it's actually high in protein, and it's got a lot of nutrients in it. So it's for a vegetable, if you will.
Yeah.
Which I don't really. It's technically a grass.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Or like a plant, like a banana, because banana's not a tree; it's a plant.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a plant.
You always hear people say banana trees, but then again, you hear people say bamboo trees too.
That's true.
And that's technically not true, but it's an evergreen grass. And this is a temperate species. The Finalizing genome is a temperate species. There's tropical species which we can grow here, but they're going to die back every winter.
Okay.
They're not going to tolerate our winter, and that will greatly reduce its maximum size.
Okay.
So you can plant some of those giant tropical species, but they're not. In our climate, realistically, 5-7 feet tall is all they're ever going to get, and they're not going to look mature. It's kind of like when you plant a pine tree and you got a sapling. It doesn't look like the fully adult tree.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So yeah, but the other samplings of what we can take. Do you have any other questions? Don't let me just wander.
Oh no, no.
I'll talk all day long.
No, we can get to work and finish the questions then. Look how tight they is. Kind of hard to
Yeah.
get.
So
I
yeah,
probably can't even fit. Let me see if I can fit between here.
2 years ago,
Let me see.
most adults couldn't walk through here.
Ah, whew. You ever try to climb one?
I don't know. Well, it'll. I wouldn't go too far.
Oh no, I ain't going too
But
high.
yeah, that's
Yeah, it's strong.
honestly that's about it. I've not actually tried that. So
You know, back in the day, we used to go. It's called tree riding. Me and my friends used to go in the woods,
yeah,
and we'd climb to like linky trees, probably like this tall, and climb to the top and hang on the end of them
let them.
and ride them all down. But you got to get the ones that are young and won't break.
So I did. I spent 1 year pole vaulting in high school.
Oh, nice.
So I have a feeling it's similar to that. You get that flex on the pole.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly what it's like. Oh yeah, let's go get these tools.
But yeah, I mean, so some of the stick area. I mean, last year, before I thinned it, an adult was hard pressed to walk through here.
Yeah.
And as far as the branches, so right now with the grove as mature as it is, it actually loses its branches in the thicket of it because the canopy actually shades out the lower branches.
Mm-hmm.
It'll shed the lower branches, and well, it doesn't really shed them; they just die back because they're not getting any sunlight, so the plant stops spending energy on it. I actually come through, and you can kind of see where there was a branch.
Oh, you moved
When
it
it
runs
comes up
lower.
as a shoot, it comes up just as a stick. Then it puts branches out, and in here, I come through and I just knock the branch nodes off.
Okay.
So that way you can walk through here, because otherwise it would just be, you wouldn't be able to walk in here. It'd just be branches everywhere.
That makes sense.
Well, kind of like this. I mean, this is a good example. You can't really.
Yeah, they all in your
it's
face.
all in your face. Now, along the perimeter, I usually let it come a little bit lower. Let the branches stay lower. One, they can get sunlight.
Yeah.
And two, it helps keep the wind from just blasting through here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I try to keep in mind in the wintertime, it's nice to have some wind protection.
So our goal with it is to create a natural wind barrier, because the main agriculture practices nothing but corn and soybeans, and so
yeah, and I will say too, if you don't manage it and thin it out, it will get really so thick that you won't realistically be able to walk through it. So it'll just be a wall.
I want ours to be a maze, kind of like this, for real.
Like, but yeah, so I want it to be more park-like. I want to be able to walk through here. I want to come in here and I want to enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's a totally different environment, and the atmosphere changes. I mean, you can feel that when you walk out and versus in here. It just feels different.
It look, even from the back here, it looks crazy. It looks crazy. Look how big it looks.
And it's crazy because it doesn't really look that big until you got somebody in here. Because even for me, standing out in the yard, looking at it, doesn't look that tall. But then somebody walks up to it and it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
I got to say, I'm pretty pleased, because I honestly thought 20, 25 feet was asking too much for our climate.
You did a good job.
Me getting this, I'm like, dude, this is what I wanted.
You did a great job. So, you did a tremendous job.
I'm super hopeful that, so I mean, you can see some of them aren't as thick as some of the other ones. I'm hoping that in the next couple of years, I'll be able to get rid of all the smaller ones, and everything will be 2 inches plus in diameter.
Okay.
Which opens up a lot of lumber or timber, if you will, for crafts.
Is it burnable?
Yeah, you can burn it.
How's it burn?
Loud.
Oh, pops.
I've actually, one of my books says bamboo got its name from when people would burn it. Each internode is hollow, so it builds up pressure when it gets hot, and then it finally pops. So it's bang, boom, bang, boom. So that's how it's got its name, bamboo. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. I feel
that's what one of my books suggests is how it got its name. But I think in China, and so this is a species is native to China.
Okay.
It's a mountain bamboo. I want to say it grows in the western parts of China, not too far from the sea. So even though it's higher elevations is where it primarily grows, it's a mellower climate because the oceans keep it from being super cold.
All right.
But yeah, anything along here, I would love to get some of this out of here, because I got a feeling, because the way my barrier's running, it's funneling the rhizomes over here, because this was really thick. I've pulled a lot of culms out of here, and this is still a thicker area. Now, these look awful, but you can either stake them up if you want. But so because we're going to be cutting off most of its roots. What I researched a little bit yesterday or the day before. It is a good idea to chop the top off. Probably leave 3 to 4, maybe up to 5 or 6 nodes of branches. So that gives you some plant that can put on leaves, but it's not going to dry the plant out aggressively. Because if it tries to put leaves on this whole thing and you've only got a root mass that's this big, it's likely to dry it out and stress the plant out more. But because we're doing this before shooting season, you'll likely get 1 or 2 shoots in the spring. It probably won't be so. If we took this one out, probably would be closer to this size, maybe. From what I've seen, because I've seen a lot of people take divisions and plant it, and if they start with something that's 15 feet tall, it might get 1, maybe 2 shoots that are about 2/3 the size of the mother culm.
Well, these leaves got like, they kind of spiky.
Yeah, they're really high in silica, which makes them really tough. And it's
silica is good with skin irritation, itchy skin. Is that silica? I think that's silica. Something with an S.
I don't know all of it. I have heard that some people do bamboo tea, so you can take the leaves off, dry them off, and you can have a bamboo tea. I have not tried that. I've thought about it. I just haven't gotten around to doing it because I'd be interested in trying it, but haven't tried it. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to take some of these, we can chop it around here, and then you got a big, and you'll have a good rising because you can see the size of this one.
Yeah.
I would if you don't stake. If you don't, that's fine. I wouldn't even worry about staking it up, honestly. If you didn't want to, you can. That's an option.
My next question is how soon.
But even if it's leaning out like this, and it's down like laying on the ground, if it's got green leaves on it, it's getting photosynthesis.
It's following. Okay.
So it'll grow. You got to remember. Oh, that was probably Georgia. Anything you see here, I could chop off now or next year, and new shoots are going to replace it.
Okay.
Again, once it's established, it is incredibly difficult to get rid of. But it does take time for it to get established. So it can be frail for the first year or two. And the biggest thing you want to do when you take these up is don't let the roots dry out.
Okay. So yes, my next question. How soon do I got to get ground?
You don't have to do it immediately, but the sooner the better.
Okay.
The sooner you get in the ground, the less stress it's going to be.
Let's get them out for the. You got some tools, or
I got some tools. I've got some plastic bags too, so we can wrap it up. I got one of my garden hoses out, so we can soak it up.
All right.
I probably should have mentioned wet towels.
Oh yeah.
Throw that in the bag just to give extra moisture from drying out. But I mean, so the way I bought these from a nursery in Louisiana. They shipped them UPS in a box. It's just a box, 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet, and they took the culms, they folded them around inside the box, and they're probably in there for 3 days before they got to me, and I put them in the ground later that same day, and the very next day they looked much better because when I took them out of the box, they looked like they were losing their leaves. They looked sad.
You saved them, Rich.
But I mean, my understanding is as long as you don't let the roots dry out, you've got close up to a week.
Okay.
Out of the ground.
What is
without water?
Okay.
But, so if you can grow them in a pot, and as long as they get some sunlight and water, they should last indefinitely.
Okay.
This is one of the hardest species, from what I've heard. This is one of the hardest species to grow in a pot. It doesn't like it. This species wants to be in the ground. So there are certain species, I don't remember what they are off the top of my head, that do well in pots.
Okay.
This is not one of them.
Okay.
This one likes being in the ground. It likes having space, and so even though it's slow to expand relative to the other Phylostachy species, which, that being said, this one seems to grow 7 to 10 feet in either direction, despite it being 25, 30 feet tall. There's 2 other species, and I can't remember what they were. One of them's Robonaja. I'm saying that wrong. But that one seems to go, so if the culms are 20 feet tall, it can send shoots up 40 feet away. And it'll grow 40 feet, 40, 60 feet every year outward. So you can see where once it's established and it's a healthy plant, it can get out of control real quick if you don't manage it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if every year it's grabbing 20 to 40 feet of distance in every direction, it can be a nightmare. And that's where the horror stories come from. Somebody plants it, neglects it, moves away. The new owners don't care about it or manage it, and then it just takes over the whole neighborhood. And it's hard to kill, because even if you cut all of this out and you don't see anything above ground, you got to remember the rhizomes are underground.
Yeah.
They store most of the energy. It'll send new shoots up either midsummer, because if it has nothing to grow, it'll send shoots up as a stress reflex. And then the next spring, it'll send more shoots up. And if you don't stay on top of it and it starts photosynthesizing, it's storing more energy again.
Yeah.
So it can take 3 to 4 years of chopping it off before the rhizome depletes itself of energy. But that is the best way to kill it, is to just starve it of energy.
Okay.
But in order to do that, you got to make sure nothing grows and puts on leaves.
Okay.
So the best method to make it lose energy as fast as possible is let it grow to its full height, and then as it's branching, before it puts on its leaves, cut it down, because then it expended a whole bunch of energy, but it didn't regain any energy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's get started on digging.
Let's get the tools.
Find
All right. Step 2, we about to go get the tools, and we about to go ahead and dig some of these up.
I'm gonna take this off.
Yeah.
So that way I don't lose it.
Oh, you good? You good? You good? We'll be right back, y'all. We'll be right back. We're just gonna set the mics down for a bit, and we're gonna be back. Make sure y'all like the video. Look at that band. Look at that bamboo. We'll be right back.
I appreciate it. You want to take that one?
What up? All right. All right. That was a quick intermission. We're about to dig up. Now we're about to do the work. We got the education in. Now we're about to go dig up some bamboo. We'll tighten this up and go ahead and push through here. Like the video. Like the video. Really appreciate liking the video. Get these watch hours up and connect with the people who are doing what we're doing. Oh, I'm happy he got a wheelbarrow. I'm about to bring ours, but I was like, he moving bamboo. He for sure got a wheelbarrow. Look at the ground covering, nutrients.
So, I understand you used to play football.
Oh, yep.
So, I imagine you're pretty strong, but I will give you
Shoot.
and it's tough to dig in.
I would say,
So
Division One.
we can give you a good chunk, but I don't want to take off more than we can chew.
Oh, you still taking your shirt off?
I will once we get digging.
All right, for sure.
I mean, you can, unless you think it will fit on.
All right, we done with this pole.
The ground is soft.
Mm-hmm.
We did get 4 inches of rain last week, the week before, whenever that was.
Here you go.
I was gonna say, what? Can you pinch it?
Yep. Voila. You the
Perfect.
man with the plan. We gotta hear what you gotta say. Which one we getting?
So I've not actually taken division, so I'm both excited and a little nervous, to be honest, because I don't know how it's gonna react. So I mean, I've had this bamboo for 7 years. This is gonna be the 8th year, and I planted it. When did I planted it in April?
Is that the bamboo I'm smelling? That low.
I don't know. It might be the mulch.
Oh, it smells good. It's like a flower.
It might be. I have a bad sense of smell.
Okay.
So anything that I smell around here is normal.
Yeah.
It could be this clover too. I did just
that.
chop into it.
We got the razor back shovel.
So this should be easier to digging.
Okay.
I know I have some rhizomes over here somewhere. So there's probably some rhizomes over here that haven't sent up shoots yet. But there's definitely going to be less here. So this should be easier digging. But how big of an area do you want to take? Do you have a pot to put these in?
A pot right now? No, I don't got a pot.
Okay. I have a couple that you could potentially use for transportation if we need to. Otherwise, we can put it in a bag. Garbage bag. I have some plastic bags.
Okay.
Like I said, you really just don't want the roots to dry out.
All right.
How big of an area do you think?
So, question: should we take these? Should we take these off?
No, leave the branches.
Okay.
So, if anything, chop off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You want at least 3, 4 branch nodes. So that way it can put leaves on these.
Okay. So you say we can cut it right here?
So we can cut it here. We can cut it there. We can cut it, somewhere around here. So if you wanted to make it more manageable, easier to get in here, because these will stab you in the eye.
Yeah. They sharp too.
Yeah, they got
a little prick. They got a little prickly to them.
So we could, I can chop them off. That's what you want. Actually, let me go get my.
So we about to get to work, y'all. We about to go ahead and, ooh, one got my hair. We about to go ahead and pull these out. I'm trying to level this out. Make sure y'all like the video. We bringing you straight exclusive content, straight from these gardens, straight from these homesteads. Like, where else you gonna get it uncut like this? You feel me? Like the video, share with your mama, your daddy, and your cousin. And if you ever in Pemberville, Ohio, make sure you pull up the straight juice. Just look it up and get you a cold pressed juice, a smoothie bowl, a chickpea crunch wrap, a walnut wrap. You feel me? Hold up. And we also cater, so do that too. Like the video. Y'all see Seiji right here? This bamboo is crazy. It is so crazy. Like, y'all gotta see our field. If y'all go back and watch some of our videos, if you're new to the channel, it gets so windy back there, and our fruit trees really be going through it. Wigs be getting snatched back there. All right, Rich back with the clip.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go here.
Oh, good crunch. Look at that, y'all. Yeah. All right. I had me a piece of bamboo. It was my staff when I used to walk the Angela Memorial Trail in the back. Dude. But when I walk it, I like to have me a nice stick.
I've got so many if you want some.
Yeah, I'm going to need me some nice, strong, dry ones.
I've got some over there that I already debranched, but they're older. They weather. If you don't treat them, I forget what they used to do. As soon as you cut them off, if you put them in, it's like an insecticide. I forget. It starts with a B, but you make a put a bucket of that and you set it in there and leave it in there for like 24, 36 hours. It's that chemical up, and it's essentially the same as treated lumber. So it'll last a lot longer outside. Otherwise, 3 to 5 years, and then it starts to rot just like any other lumber would.
Yeah.
So if you're using it for making a fence or something outside, if you don't treat it, just keep in mind you'll have to do some upkeep every few years or so.
Okay.
Unless you treat it. If you treat it, it'll last 10, 15 years.
I'll make sure we got a good view. Do we got a good view? Yeah, we got a good view.
All right.
Great view.
So everything I've seen recommends 18 to 28 inches in diameter.
Oh, okay. So away from the plant.
So, well, actually, it recommends, I think, 10,
Let me bring y'all up in
10 to 16 inches away from the plant.
Okay.
So, like I said, I just don't want to dig something bigger than we need, but I'm also not opposed to giving you more if we can handle it.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of going big, but just keep in mind we got to handle it.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
And I think I have enough soil to fill in the holes, so we should
Ain't
be
nothing
good
like
there.
a big old hole, crater in the ground.
But yeah, I'm thinking probably not quite that big.
Not that big.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Right here. You let me know, because we gotta fill the hole in too.
Well, let's see. So I'm gonna say that's 7 inches, so a little more than. That's probably pretty close. I'll go here and you go there and just make a circle. And try not to rip any of the rhizomes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I got the reciprocating saw for. We'll try to cut the rhizomes.
The soil nice and soft.
I felt one here. Yeah, this is actually, it's still pretty moist back here. I didn't realize it was still.
You know that back to Eden gardening.
Okay.
The leaves that's falling down here definitely keep it nice and moist. Right there, Safe. You gonna help me?
All right. Try not to be too aggressive, because you want to try to keep as many of the roots intact as you can.
Okay.
I just know this is going to be a whole lot of work, but
at least there's 3 of us.
This will be a better way than this. This should start faster for you than it did for me.
Okay.
Because it's coming from an established plant instead of a potted. A potted bamboo plant that had 1 to 2 years.
We got to give her a name. She's going to the garden treat. This is gonna be a great home for her.
All right, so
I don't need you moving right now.
I'm going to start. Oh yeah, there's a potential for rocks and other. So that looks like black pipe. There shouldn't be anything running through here. My grandpa used this as a dumping ground.
Is that a crowbar?
Oh, I think it's just old black pipe.
Oh, look at that. We're finding treasure.
Yeah, there's probably a whole bunch of it in here. I found a lot of it when I was prepping this area to plant it.
There's some right here. Is that roots? Oh, wow. Look how thick. Oh, wow. They're running. I see them.
Yeah, you see some rhizomes?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I'm going to dig a small trench so we can get at what we're trying to cut away.
I felt her. She was like, hold on, don't cut me, don't cut me.
And the deeper we can go with the roots, the better your chance of survival.
Okay.
Not that I'm too worried about it. It's just that if we're going through all this work, we might as well give ourselves the best chance we can.
I agree. Here goes some more right here. Oh, here go. Here go. This is what you're talking about right here.
Yeah, that's one of them. I think there's a couple of them in here.
Yep, there she goes.
I think I feel 2 of them here. Yeah, there's one here. This one's a older one, which we actually already cut.
Found 2 of them down there. And so, are we going to chop that?
Well, if we can, it's better to cut. But this one's already chopped.
Okay. This one over here ain't cut yet.
This one, I'm gonna cut it. if you can make it a clean cut, it's less likely to rot, if you will.
Stable up. Why is it? Oh, that's why. Clip.
Out of focus.
Here we go. That's a great shot, y'all. Come here, Sagey.
So this one.
Yeah, that's one right there.
Yeah, and then so what I'm gonna do is I got that bar. So my hope is, oh yeah, I gotta cut that guy, don't I? So even though I'm cutting this and there's nothing growing over here,
yeah,
this rhizome will undoubtedly send up shoots. So this rhizome might go all the way over here. And again, the energy is stored in the rhizome itself, most of it. The column stores some, but most of it is stored in the rhizome. So try to... Oy!
it looked just like a laid down bamboo.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what it is. So the rhizome is essentially this, but underground.
Yeah, that's probably why they're like laying down. They probably if they can't stand up, they might as well try to throw out some more
the
babies.
big difference is the columns are hollow. The rhizomes. So this species, Phyllosaccus parvifoli, is one of the. There's not very many of them. There's only a handful of them that have a. I forget what they're called, but it's essentially an air canal in the rhizome, which allows it to tolerate swampy areas. So if you get standing water, it doesn't love it, but it'll survive it.
Okay.
So this species can grow in a swamp. Most bamboo won't tolerate standing water very well. But yeah, what I'm going to do with this bar is drive it down and hopefully give us deeper roots.
Okay.
So that way you can get more of the roots with it. So
that's why you had the big crow out here.
Yeah, this bar, you wouldn't think it. My dad, I don't know if my dad bought this or made it at work. My dad used to be a machinist. So I wouldn't be surprised if he made it.
That's pretty dope.
But it comes in handy way more than you think.
No,
you can use it as a giant crowbar. You can use it chop a hole through ice on a lake for ice fishing. You can use it for. It's almost like you don't think you need it, but then when I have it at my house, I'm like, man, I can use this thing for everything.
It's best to have it. It's best to have it.
It's one of those tools you don't know you're missing until you have one.
That's why we can get a nice chunk of. Oh yeah.
Oops.
Be nice to us, young lady. It's gonna be our. Oh, I could. Oh, it's good. You don't gotta put that back on. You just throw it in your pocket.
I was gonna say, remind me I have it.
There's no wind. There's no wind. It's good. You working.
Which is unusual. Usually we got a bunch of wind in here.
You know, I'm a commander of the winds, of all the elements. 77 sunny with a light breeze is the best weather I'll choose.
That's about right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's when I was 10 years younger, I would have said, nah, 67. But anymore, I find myself, I really don't like being cold.
And yeah, I'm with you, 10,000%. That's what I was saying. We could create a climate with all these bamboos that you can grow some damn bananas up in there. Well, there's already bananas that grow in Ohio. Like we got a Japanese that grows.
I was gonna say, I know you can grow them here, but they don't. You gotta chop them up and protect them through the winter.
Yep.
Because I thought about getting one.
Oh yeah, you definitely got it. Well, actually, ours throw up pups. Once ours throw up some pups, I got you. Because they don't produce.
I was gonna say they got to stay alive for like what 3-4 years before they produce fruit.
Well, when I was covering it, it looked like it was starting to throw up a pup, and it was. I don't know how old it was. We got it from where is it? In Fremont, it's a nursery. The Petal Patch.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. I'm not down in Fremont area very often. Obviously, I'm 30 minutes the other way.
Let me get in there with you. Or Sage, let go for me for a second.
Right.
Oh, I see her moving.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. So if you can go around and just loosen up any areas that I may have overshot, try not to rip too hard. Yeah. Because what I want to do is try to get the whole thing to move all at once.
This shit. Oh, good thing you got a wheelbarrow. I was gonna bring mine, but I was like, nah, he moving bamboo. He got a wheelbarrow for sure.
Yeah, I need to inflate that tire again. I put air in it before you got here, and it's already flat. So, here, let me try to. Let me get in here, and then you get in here with me. Let's see how far we can.
All right, back up a little bit, Sage.
Move it.
You ready?
See if it moves at all. But what I want to see is the whole thing move.
Yeah.
Kinda.
She coming up a
Okay,
little.
we got that half. Let's try to get this half.
Yeah. You taking some of her indigenous dirt with her. Where you want to go? Right here?
I mean, I'm just trying to hack away at it so we can get some of it loosened up.
Like
so the rhizomes stay shallow, but the feeder roots will go down 6-7 feet.
Yeah.
They'll go down to the water table.
Here she comes.
Okay, let's move over this way a little.
Here she come.
Gotta be careful. Smash my hand on one of these cones behind me.
Come on, Seiji. Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
So take your shovel and get down in there further. Try to cut the roots off.
She's up.
All right.
Good job.
Is
there another one connecting?
I feel like it. Feels like
Hey, bring her this way. Let's see if we can bring her this way.
I'll take my shovel. There's something there. Holding on still. Okay. All right. Now, let me get a bag of some sort.
Whoo, y'all see that? Whew. We just take this whole bamboo out. I think there's something. Oh, here it go. Here it go. Right there. Ah, that was the last piece. Look at that, y'all. We got it. Starting with 3. We're gonna see how much we multiply this at the Garden of Treats. Yeah, isn't it cool? Whew. I'm sweating. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Since we got it up, I can lift camera up like this. Back y'all up. Y'all can see us. We about to load her. Where's she at? There she go. All right, I'm gonna move this from away from you, Sadie. Oh, nice.
I don't know if this is big enough.
Oh, heck no. Maybe the white bag.
That's a tire bag, so I think it would be big enough.
Yeah. Oh, it was one more of these connect. I got it.
Oh, was it? Okay. Yep.
Oh, heck no.
Well, hold on.
That little condom ain't gonna work. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's
extendo.
Yeah, kind of. To a point. I couldn't think of the right words to explain it, but it still might be too small. It's been a long time since I used one of these. So I don't know. I don't remember how big they are.
So since you like bamboo, you like tree music then?
What's that?
Tree music.
Tree music?
Yeah. It's just
maybe.
It's just the breeze blowing. You hear it? Listen.
Oh yeah. Oh my. I don't know if it'll ever get tall enough. But the bamboo in the wind, so when it gets 50, 60, 70 feet tall, they knock together.
Oh, and they clunk.
And they clunk.
Mm.
It sounds a little like this, but all over the place. A little. Ooh. Actually, I wish I had one of those bigger combs. It's more of a woody knock.
Oh, that sounds sweet.
So
y'all heard that?
It sounds. You can look at. I found videos on YouTube.
Listen to this,
bamboo in the wind.
Oh no, those ones ain't close enough.
Yeah, you'd have to look it up. Bamboo in the wind.
Look. Hit the mic on so you hear it.
Kind of.
Ooh.
It sounds different when it's doing it naturally because you don't have your hand muffling the noise. That sounded more like a dead thunk than a woody note.
All right, so.
But yes, you're right. Tree music. I never called it that. But
tree music. I love tree music. You ready?
Tree music. Do you think it'll fit in here, or do you want to just use the tire bag? Because that is a little bit bigger.
Let's just use this bag so we ain't struggling. It's already heavy enough.
Okay.
Lay her flat, and I'll
do we want to do this in the wheelbarrow?
Heck yeah! I ain't trying to carry this thing all the way to the
Might
car.
as well, because otherwise the
ain't no way. I ain't do my 5-minute jumping jacks this evening yet. We're gonna get him in. We're gonna get him in. Don't worry. We're gonna get him in, Seiji. Ha ha. It is April 9th, 2026 on the Gregorian calendar, and we are here at my man's Rich family's house.
Honestly,
some bamboo.
What
you thinking?
I was thinking you could just drive your truck back here, but I don't know.
Oh no, all that be getting you
yeah,
had dents in the sand forever.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, it wouldn't be the first set of ruts we got in the yard, but
all right, listen.
We did get a lot of rain last week.
While he do that, let me go ahead and get this on. Say, you come right here. Stay right there. Move that. All right. When you're doing stuff like this, you got to lift them legs. Ah, there it is. There it is. She wanted to come. She was like, yeah, take me to the diamond tree, baby. I got you. And so we putting it in the bag so it can stay nice and moist. Oh, got her. Got her. Got her in the bag. Bella, Marley over there playing. She earring up. Wheelbarrow. You leaving the dirt in or are you flipping the dirt out?
I don't know how long it'll last, but it should last until we get to your truck.
All right, cool.
I left this wheelbarrow out over the winter, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, the winter don't play. I've learned that long.
I was out here working late in the fall. I was using it, and then it got cold, and it never warmed back up. So I was just like, I don't feel like going out there in the cold.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can get a good view of us lifting that thing up. There it is. Angle. You dumping this?
Yeah, I'm gonna dump it closer to the hole, so that way I don't have to go as far.
All right, hold my hand. Come on. Come with me. Come this way. Oh, amen. I know. I'm about to save the video, YouTube. Just give me a second. Nice. I got my shovel right here.
Ooh, that stuff's smelly. I think there was some stuff growing in there. That's good. Leave it like that.
All right.
I might, depending on how big of a hole we dig the second one, I might amend it with some potting soil and whatnot from the pots we got up there, because I didn't have a lot of success with my tomato plants last year. And I think I'm going to stick with specializing in bamboo rather than...
Bamboo? Tomatoes is easy. You can do 1, 2, 3. Ah, right. Nice.
Now let's walk it over. I mean, it's pretty wet.
Yeah.
But we'll give it a quick splash of water.
For sure.
Actually, we can just take it to the truck and I got a watering can.
All right, let's go.
That'll be enough to give it that a little extra moisture.
All right, come on, Seiji. She wanted to come. She ain't play too hard to get.
So when you were bagging it, did you notice if there was 1 or 2 rhizomes?
I think there's 2.
Okay.
I think there's 2.
So if you wanted to, that wouldn't be a bad candidate to split. If you can split it along the rhizomes and keep both rhizomes intact, but split it. But if you want to give yourself maximum chance of survival, just leave it alone.
I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Okay.
Let nature do what it do.
Because I know you said you had one of your customers say that she wouldn't mind having some, but that being
true.
said, this summer we could probably take another 1 or 2 divisions.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Thank you. I need to spread that before the shoots start coming up.
But appreciate y'all for coming by the garden and trees. We're going to end this video here. Battery going down there. We got the job completed. Thank you, Rich.
You're welcome. I hope it works out for you.